Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the Teenage Engineering's OPXY. I am slowly losing my voice here, but I'm trying to record as many videos as I can. Anyway, Relative Vi writes in and just asks how I've been making sound packs on the OPXY, and yeah, I'm happy to explain this as the best I can. I've certainly found a few issues, and I will try and point out some problems I've had, but let's say I've got this MIDI track. I don't like this. I want to make it something else. So I'm gonna do Shift 1. Let's go organ. We'll load the organ into this. So a fun thing we can do is hold down the track that you're on, and you can see it says here scramble. If you just tap scramble, it's going to randomly adjust a whole bunch of parameters. I can then play it. You might hear it through the microphone. I don't have this hooked up into audio, but for the purposes of how this actually works. So I'm going to hold down 8. It's going to pop up and we get the button that says save. If I just tap save, it is now saved that off as a file. I have a notebook for all of the different things I've been recording in, what numbers they are, and all of that, so I can come back later and rename them. So in this case, if I wanted to do this, I would just put down a 1 so that I know what the heck this is. And I would probably name it something like Rando. It's playing as I'm leaning my hand on it. Call it Rando Organ. All right. So I know that's under the Finder window, but it's fine. So the thing is, I've now got some things that are going to be in the snapshot folder when I bring this up. I am on the Mac, but this should work pretty similar to Windows. And my understanding is this works better on Linux for MTP support. But what we need to do, tap COM, and you're going to see where it says MTP under here. Just tap MTP if you've got the field kit installed on OS X. This will come right up, and you're going to see here, I can see it in OBS, so I know you can see it. So you're going to get this folder that says presets. Double click on it. You can see I have all kinds of folders here. These are basically the names of what will show up as a category if you load them into the OPXY. Important note, you can't, as far as I know, do subfolders. So I haven't tried doing it to see what happens, but my understanding is you want them to basically have things in it. So for example, I've come in here and made a whole bunch of bass sounds. I'll be sharing this stuff out for free for folks, at least for a limited time or something. I'll figure it out, but anybody that wants any of this stuff, I will be getting it out there for you. So pay attention, stay tuned. If we go to snapshots, you can see I have 11 snapshots here that are things that I have recorded. So this is the one that I just did because it's 2024-12-11. That would be today, and it's the first one that I've done. So as I said, I wrote down on the notepad here that I want to call this Rando Organ. So if I just come in and rename it, I can type that in. As far as I know, it is not, there's no case to it. So I would just say, name it lowercase, and there's a whole bunch of characters that you can't use, but I know you can use letters, numbers, dashes, and I think parentheses all work. So play around some more. I'll probably play around it myself, but just a thing to note. So I've got this Rando Organ preset. Now, if I want to take this file, you can't. I have found that I'm just going to slide this down so you can kind of see, and you'll see what happens. If I come back in again, so I have the same OPXY open top and bottom, because normally what I would do is do a just drag and drop to move it. Unfortunately, I have found, at least on the Mac, if I try and come in here and drag this over, you're going to get this Finder message. I guess it's not displaying it, but it says, oh, here it goes. The Finder can't complete the operation because some of the data in the Rando Organ.preset can't be read or written. I don't really understand why it's doing this other than it must be a MTP limitation. So what I'm doing is I'll do the copy and then paste. And when I paste it over, it works totally fine. And I can come in here. I can see it's got the patch.json file. I guess I should put the NT dash in front of it. And I've now got this in here. So what I then have to do is, if I don't want to ever look at this again, is come back and do a delete command. And when I delete it, it's going to be gone forever. But yeah, you can see, like, as I said, I've got like the notepad here. I got a bunch of stuff I got to go rename, reorganize, put them where they need to go, and do all that. Now, the important part is because this has the information to know, it's going to, again, use the category based on the folder that it's in. It will, if we use the OPXY, find the correct category, and it already knows the instrument type. So if you go search by either instrument or by category, you'll be able to find either. So if we come back to the OPXY, I'm just going to eject, and I think both of these windows will probably go away. If not, I have to go to the field kit and tell it to, there we go. It's going away. So if I come back here, I've ejected cleanly. It says MTP if I want to get back into it. If I now come back to the instrument page here and do a shift and, actually no. If I do shift and track, so 8, if I come down, I can now, I know the screen's super tiny, but instead of trying to zoom in and do all this stuff, I'm just trying to show you guys real quick. Organ, if I scroll down here, it now has it's got a bunch of other ones, but it does say rando organ in here. That's in the category. And then, whoops. If I then decide instead I want to search by a different function, if you hold down shift, you can change between and select between category and engine. It will show, if I go to engine, because I've only made this one organ engine patch, it does say nt-rando organ in here, but it doesn't have all those other organ things that I've sampled in. So anyway, that is basically how you put this together. If you want, you can obviously copy and paste out of that and bring those files into your local folder. I've absolutely found limits where if you try and copy too much at a time, it's going to cause a problem. I've also found where it will lose files sometimes. So if you're trying to do too much copying and pasting, sometimes it will lose files. I would really try and keep it to maybe 10 to 20 presets at a time. It makes it very time consuming because you can't just go grab a folder that's got like a gig worth of samples and go dump it in very easily. You have a very high chance, at least on Mac OS, for it to basically kill or blow up the application and transfer, and then you're not going to know what the state of the files are. It can be pretty frustrating. So I'd say just take your time, do a little bit at a time, do what I've been doing, take good notes over what you're doing for sampling things, because it's going to be much easier and faster to rename it outside of the OPXY than it is trying to go in and take, like if I come back to, let's see, if I go back to the sampler, so we'll go change the engine to sampler. If I come in here and then, let's see, if I want to load one, I can go rename it. Like I've got 12081. I can hit the rename button, but to use the dials here, the knobs to rename it, it's just very slow and time consuming. So yeah, it might help you in the moment get things named, but I would really only use this for things that you're planning on not exporting, or that you really need to know what the heck it is right now, and you don't want to have to figure out the date and parenthesis numbers of like what is what. Anyway, thanks for the question, man. I hope this helps you out. Sorry I'm losing my voice. I've been trying to drink tea in between recording sessions here, and it's sort of working. But yeah, I hope this helps everybody out. Thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.